Good afternoon, everyone. Happy glorious Friday afternoon, right before Memorial Day weekend. Hope you and everyone you know and love are doing well. Just wanted to bring you a quick update on what's happening related to climate in the policy arena in particular, as the legislature has moved this week, the Senate in particular, beyond focusing singularly on crisis management into more broad policy. So again, thankful to all of our leaders in the state of Vermont who are stepping up and supporting Vermonters in this moment, and that includes many of you, so many people working at the community level to really help our fellow Vermonters in this crisis moment. But we are also focusing in on continuing to set the stage for doing our part to mitigate the climate crisis. And we have some really important updates that Lauren Hurl, my colleague, is going to share with you, and some thoughts and opportunities about how we can really seize the moment to move out of the COVID-19 pandemic into a more resilient recovery. So we're going to share some quick thoughts at the end about opportunities for action. But Lauren, give us a quick update on what's happening in the legislature related to climate.
Absolutely, yeah. So as Joey said, they've really started to, turn their attention to some of the issues that testimony had been happening on before the crisis really hit. And so 2 bills passed this week in the Senate that, take modest but positive steps to toward addressing the climate crisis. One was S337, which is a bill that enables our energy efficiency utilities to do work in the transportation and heating space, as we know, our biggest greenhouse gas contributors. And so the kind of work they can do will help save Vermonters money and cut our climate pollution. So this is a good step. It's effectively a pilot program, so getting them to work in that space. So that was positive. And there was also Bill S185 that was led by Senator Ginny Lyons, and that would have our Department of Health be looking at planning for health implications of the climate crisis as well. So those both passed the Senate this week. They've been sent over to the House, so work will, presumably begin over there. So that's what we'll be focusing for those bills. Our biggest priority, as you all know, has been the Global Warming Solutions Act, and this week the Senate Natural Resources and Energy Committee has started walking through that bill and have kind of laid out what are the big questions that they need to wrestle with, and what kinds of witnesses are going to come in the coming weeks to work through all of the issues of that bill that, as you know, sets out a framework, accountability for state government to meet our climate goals, and gives us the tools to plan. And, it looks at resilience, which is so important right now, job creation, equity, and so on. So it's a really good framework for how we're going to recover and rebuild out of this crisis that we're in a way that addresses our climate crisis in smart, strategic ways. So we'll be focused heavily on that in the coming weeks, and we'll keep you posted on how that conversation's unfolding. And Joey can talk to you now about ways you can get involved in that and where we go from here.
Just a few specific things of what you can do. I would say, Lauren mentioned two important positive steps forward this week, thanking senators for their action on those bills. And then also asking for their support of H688, the Global Warming Solutions Act, a framework for mitigating the climate crisis and moving out of this crisis into a more resilient recovery. And to that note, we actually did a webinar yesterday. If you missed it, we were joined by Lauren Oates of the Nature Conservancy and Lily Platt of Youth Lobby with ideas for moving out of crisis and into climate resilience. We'll post a link to that webinar in the chat here, and we'll be doing another webinar next Thursday at noon with the VNRC team with an opportunity for question and answers related to what's happening on the legislative landscape. We'll keep you posted on that. I'd also say, if you missed it yesterday in the Times Argus and the Rutland Herald, there was a really important editorial that I think sort of frames up the opportunity for a reset, again, coming out of this crisis into a more resilient strategic recovery. and they really highlight the Global Warming Solutions Act, as Lauren noted, as a potential useful framework for doing that in a comprehensive, strategic, equitable, job creating way that really makes use of like all the assets that we have here in the state of Vermont, including our rich natural resources and strong agricultural local food economy. So it's a great editorial. We'll also post that in the comments. But just wanted to say thanks for all you do, again, stepping up to support your fellow Vermonters in this crisis moment. We look forward to being in touch, hearing your ideas, and really asking you for your continued partnership in doing this really critical work on climate and clean energy for all the different benefits it will create. So we hope you enjoy this amazing Memorial Day weekend. Get outside, get some sun with sunscreen, and enjoy time with family and friends. So thanks for all you do. We'll be back in touch.
Bye.